Nyamia do me hoye. Na Chelsea for na se men kan Chelsea nye di ni. Ma o club Manchester so mebo Champions League de bi.
Yeah, me bubi ba e be show me this weekend. Bayern starting enyumre.
Eze.
Dey dey ato aso.
Eze Champions League nkomo na yedi.
Ah, o dey.
To mo se men kan Chelsea enye di ni.
Yedi bi enye yi.
Dey Champions League na bo club akofo na beje.
Ye ne Grimsby mu na.
Clubs na bo ni na ba akofo na beje. Na se ummo bi a wo hye kire na wo to bo wa park so de. Enu no omunfu because sanka omuba emei ena nka wo so bo ochina. Then ene wo yo ma de se ochon wo so nuzo betu ayo against. Na ummo bi kura wo tie kira o to bo wa park so de. Omu enfiu kura. Which Champions League na started.
Okay.
And the action is straightforward. This is among go for the Arsenal. Rich.
Among for say United me crash bebawa. Arsenal say bebawa nje da news.
You see? Na say this season yet bebawa nkwa na Arsenal show mo.
Yeah.
And Rich, so we should game out. You only look at certain things as an analyst. This season, say we will be out there radio. There's some trouble for Arsenal team no. How they built on squad in depth. Arsenal squad necessary. Are you so deep, Rich? Now, everyone so share game media. The amount Arsenal share bebao was their bench. And I know who say okay. Say some trouble for you going to say Charlie. Arsenal are moving a little bit higher in terms of our level because Omar Brody a very good bencher. Now, start to say there be your games then you understand. I reach any Monday here the original I can say Arsenal winning against Nottingham Forest. Now Zubimendi any Victor Jokers they say can you go cinema omo enti new players no matter about team and Oma here so for Monday and then Wednesday, let's me the same Ayala Exposees say Arsenal recruitment on my I'm a man squad in depth. I'm a new Omako Bebao Omubu game in the second half. Coaching and Leandro Trossard and Martinelli about Omama say 2 second half goals. I'm an Arsenal and a winner for. Look, the story is becoming too consistent. Say Arsenal aboard the squad, and that is what I want. Omo Mutienu to get the picture correctly. Which okay this argument. Arsenal Ekoto Eze. The catch you say. Minister Eze is very good, but I hear from Obabo Arsenal team and that on team to Martin Odegaard. So you fit now more in the number 10 position. Arsenal fans you that the island when you Odegaard are sent over to Gabriel Martinelli. Emma here and then jam catch you say. The enemy Gini say Martinelli wa as the enemy say Arsenal born in Omu 4-2-3-1 now. Sa 3-1 what strikers na chino. Mikel Arteta prefer 2 wide players in Bukayo Saka and Martinelli because of width and pace. But as the only pace of a very good dribbler, only more Kutani but only pace.
Over slow game no.
And no somewhere he started with Eze. Omu game no who say no the ball for no they are stretched now. Onya pace the wings one. Oyi Eze or the Martinelli by Rich the first touch. A ball into the space. He ran with the pace now one and a Koshe goal no and unlocking the ball for no and a Trossard and the second goal no a count. Arsenal very formidable. Now Rich when you say on the record be at the form. Arsenal and they are the only English team which say consecutively 6 times on Manchester finals in a Omachobuti. They are beating Sevilla 2 times. And then almost Girona. And the last season over can almost Madrid home and away. Now they've added Bilbao. So Arsenal as a Spanish teams 6 times in a row of Muno Machia. And that is how Arsenal building Omunio Mana Omu Ayeno to have an LG of 1.10 and score 2 goals here. And just Arsenal did the job. look ɛnna me pɔn no madam fi bi fɛ mi wɔyɛ Real Madrid na ɔsɛ Ayala wobɛyɛ sɛ amankɔfa kasa wɔyɛ Barcelona ni ti na ɔkasa na sɛ Marseille de nye team yɛ bɛ hyɛ wɔn yɛ pɔn game no the same person called me ɛna me bisa no sɛ mo win game no but are you convinced about the win I say Charlie
2 penalties
myself for the say na nya asem kito we needed 2 penalties to beat them. The second penalty highly controversial. First one look at Kondogbia as experienced as you are. Why do you give it out like that? But Rich, the bottom line is say at the man about Real Madrid were going to find ways to win. And see, whether it was difficult, whether it was debe, no. Now you been about saying the penalties limpa. And can Real Madrid don't cry for so and I must say for the more penalties. But Rich, in kakran, the Real Madrid team, and I think this is about the 6th time I make her. In kakran, Rich, the Real Madrid team is turning into a Kylian Mbappe team. He has taken full dominance of the team. And as always in a lineup, Vinicius the bench, and our Rodrigo Muchabo. On the right, Ibrahim Diaz, Antoine Muchabo. But Vinicius, Kylian Mbappe seems to be rich. Only the he's supposed to be there, and the 2 goals. Emma team friend Real Madrid, and ya win no ever. Look, the starting game no not landing. 4th minute, Ana Luis Jr. and ya own goal. That was enough. That is Thomas Frank for you.
Keep an eye on you. But no end.
We just cross air by him.
So Chino, so any day
you don't know. But Rich, coach is Thomas Frank, you know. On phone, he is one of the most pragmatic coaches any game managers in India. And so on your go now, all book game on Sabono, the 3 for being Kahono. Why you realize all I look, my defending I am pawn from 1-0. Namin Tottenham are back in the Champions League. When almost started with a win against Tima, your friend of Villarreal. Now to this. Now Rich, my name is Washa on the Betway app no so. Say opeke team be say obe. The app automatically gives you matches nibi. And now, the moment you say Benfica will win against Team FN Karabakh, they give you 2 app options. And see, what it means is that what you say Benfica will win, but almost 2 app be a seven on a bono. Almost a defense 2 within the game. It takes already for you. And see, Emra, almost picking Benfica win our Betway app no, which they won the bets because Benfica said 2 first goals. And almost 2 goals now. Now, Atletico says, sir, results now to see you. You are through. Karabakh for the bet here. I am no papa. But as I was watching the game, now I'm on half-time highlights, full-time highlights. I came to understand why Ombeteka, Rich, after they conceded, they took the game to Benfica for no. Lisbon. And that is the character you need to play in the Champions League, especially as a new boy. And they did very, very well. And then Mama said after the game, Mama said, Karabakh game. We are not going to accept it. Especially when we know Jose Mourinho is around. We are near you, near Kofana, but Tintia say after that embarrassing lose, Team FN, Benfica, and Jose, Edin Koma, and Comodiana calling him, say, oh no, and our Baba replace it. Rich, I'm not some catcher was our game way. Juve Bayern, Dortmund, the catch real. The catch up the wood, I'll go with your game here. Now, I bet
4-2.
Bayern, Dortmund, sir, maybe we take her. The catcher will say, Rich, only my dear Kotia Kotokone has power Africa. And you so many big clubs be more, but they've not been consistent there. Say they be our, not all gobi. Now, oh yeah, now we talk from oh yeah, now so we are consistent or what? And now we're setting exposure me, and that is what I believe in. Say, just one walk over Team FN Juve, even though they were going to play the game at the Allianz Stadium, no. And you know they are correct. Shit here, Mekai Kotokone has game be but she here for time kotoko wɔ vim sɛ ɔmo class house baba so the rich afei na ayɛ nhyɛteɛ kotoko hyɛ go bi ayɛ sɛ ɔmo de tika saa game ni ɛnde 3-3 I remember watching that game ɛwɔ mensa saba hall main hall ɛwɔ Lagos stadium ɛwɔ Lagos time anam wɔ campus no saa pɛpɛpɛ ɛna game wei ɛkɔ 4-4 between Juventus and Dortmund ɛna yɛ witness here yɛn fɛ wura ɛnɛ games ni which the first 2 games are very very tricky. Olympiacos ɛte sɛ Dortmund ɛne Juve game no Olympiacos ɛyɛ familiar with Europe. Parfums for no familiar almost first time almost Champions League ni bi nie. And the game is being played ɛwɔ efie ɛwɔ Olympiacos. Ɛno ɛna mo ɔmo double chance mame. Ɛno pɛ ɛna mo ɔmo double chance ɛde mame. Now Slavia Praha ɛne meeting Bodo Glimt no. Rich Bodo Glimt ɛwɔ adeɛ bi wɔ mo ho. They like to score. Yes. They like to open up games. Only a more. Whether home or away, we will create. Yes, we know we will create. And see this game, no, I don't know who will win, but I am trusting, say, because of the way I'm going to phone the whether home or away, we will see goals. Our sad game in him. So yeah, real analysis will start from Ajax against Inter Milan. Which, when you say in the history of Ajax, and then 500 game. Europe. Charlie, that is a sign of a big club. And then them say, we will say, we are going to play a 500 game. And they posted a video of our tradition in Europe. Then we say, yeah, sometimes Obobregua is very, very important. But Rich, at the Johan Cruyff Arena, on their 5,000 game, Rich, they are not going to play it against any easy team. And here, Inter Inter Milan. Big news about Inter Echo and say, Rich, she will run a pre-match press conference, you know, as the Inter captain. Why you training? Because of back pain. But on it me too quiet. And he said, oh, sure, those for Pablo 11 or more, you know. There is no Captain Lautaro Martinez. Because on it is a information, you know. Abentene enye fit so start even though he traveled with the team or what chances of so be nkwade a obetimi abon Rich onye starter ewo ho Rich Lautaro Martinez in Kanwa it takes something away from the Inter team kakra but I watch the Eredivisie pa Rich
in fact
Ajax enye the old Ajax ni biem ombo no mo boni pinche dodo
Tima Australia everywhere else.
And then come back no. They play the ball on the wings, crossing the ball into the box, expecting there was also a wow.
Yeah.
Very good when it comes to area situation. But Rich, when you are good with area situations, and you Inter divide the money, Bastoni money, Manuela Kanji money so.
A goalkeeper know them, young woman.
And see, oh yeah, for Holland league, but Europe no Rich I feel team FNO Inter and one again actually I ask Pedro many 2 teams this season Bona or Mobono and I will go for team FNO Inter or double chance away Holland in that game. The champions are starting their journey to defend it. Paris Saint-Germain it is all here and then match their flyer no Rich the Champions League trophy you know. And they've announced, say, they are coming back home after being the champions. So, this is our first game of mobile in the Champions League as they start our defense. You know, and they are supposed to say, look, supporters, you know, you don't have any chance to stay at home. They are never supporting Omo and Honum. Rich, they should be able to beat Atlanta. Even though in their team, there is still no sign said Dembele and Watton were pra. And to Gonzalo Ramos and Elbow as a movement striker with Victor Carrasquelia and a Bacola on the side as wingers. Then Uko Fifiwa, Vitinha, Neves, and Fabian Ruiz Elbow on Fifiwa. Then a Chio the same name Omuna Mendes on the left, Hakimi, Marquinhos, and Apacho. Yes, Atlanta since Gasparini Coino, almost saw no more doom. This weekend, I was in the almost I think 4. And see, they have more confidence going into this game, I think so on the face of it, especially the Parc des Princes, Paris Saint-Germain will be too strong for Tima, your friend Atlanta. So Paris Saint-Germain a win and probably even over 1.5 one big game. Rich, let me say this so. Yen doggy Atletico Madrid. Omo a performance in the Spanish La Liga. Now you are calling the respect in this game. I say, young man so they've not started well.
This is the Champions League. This weekend almost say.
Yes, almost say.
At least I don't cry a motivation.
And the man was
going to Anfield. Just that Liverpool team, no, they are unstoppable.
Rich.
Atletico don't bet you that Liverpool beat them.
Maybe can say the ultra supercomputers in Liverpool nebeji. That is not to say Omobeji, but that is to remind ourselves that their strong side, very very strong. Now, Rich, the moment on a yacht post of any Champions League, you know there. So last season, quite a Liverpool film, a papa. Because Rich, when you say, everything you speak to Liverpool fans and they believe say because Paris Saint-Germain and the Coach Champions League, you know, say come we Paris Saint-Germain and come to Coach Champions League, you know. Rich, Liverpool wants to get back to winning it. And they will have to start today against my friend Atletico Madrid. Now, there is a big news here across the Spain, Rich. Atletico for to coin. Omudru England come no more. Omako pay omo homage. Uze say we do Liverpool. Rich still na Diogo Jota. Na ufu sumu no mo yama ne so kokko ele o rate na e da so ho. Enti Captain Koke and the club president Omako Leo omo rate kama have gone to show respect to Diogo Jota any baby also moko show respect. So whatever spiritual they've done it. But Rich, the big news and they say Thiago Simeone squad or they call England. Rich, there's no Julian Alvarez. Umpire so. Until now, Madrid, yes. Obiari says, he is your best striker. He is your top scorer. Who Man City and Liverpool a lot of times. So why will you go into a big game like this without your main man? And the Rich, so also a lot of probably 11 at Airbar. Their master air can say, forget about this picture. There are 2 changes. All black better. Lorente Bebo 2. 4 and 5 Lenglen, no problem. But instead of Wagari, almost say about your friend Galan Bebo. And Fifi, so this is what you are seeing is going to happen. Koke, Barrios, Karaha, and Avanti friend Simeone. Anymore, it is Griezmann. And Nico Gonzalez no Kotoni Free Juventus no.
And yes, Soloff.
Yes, and yes, Soloff. And so you put Nico Gonzalez here and you put Galan here, then the team is set for an annual. Liverpool there, Rich, you say this is probably their strongest. The only thing is that so we go on 51. One game say omo right back there. There is only rotation for McAllister and Szoboszlai. And in Thierry say at Anfield now, they think say Szoboszlai out form. Actually McAllister. So in the middle, no, I have Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and a Viet with Godi Capo and a Salah and a Iketike. And any more from Paul Kekes and them as lateral defenders with Konate and Van Dijk and Alisson and Apomo Rich. Maybe there, in all honesty, me Atletico Madrid team me I'm a proponent of the Spanish game. I'm sure Liverpool have ever there. But Rich, I'm from no room to see you know.
Chelsea anyway.
I'm from no room to see you know. It doesn't inspire me to think say they can beat this Liverpool team.
Okay.
If I think say Liverpool, every team any one over team your friend Atletico Madrid. The last one and obviously the biggest. Rich, who said Bayern aye or match day graphic ni say no with Olise and João Pedro no. Let me see, hey, that is nice. And especially when Yaya won athletics, and they were inspired by it to say, okay, on your marks, now Yamko. Then rich. From this graphic, you go to UEFA Champions League and official graphic for this game, and they chose the two players too. Say coincidental, say Diego. But rich, this time around, Champions League for the say, you see Olise today, say Oye left-footed player, over on the right for Bayern, gives you an impression of Arjen Robben. It is only graphic here. Who Olise or now Robben in his shadows. Then I must say, for João Pedro, size of Bayern, any the Oye gives you another impression of Didier Drogba.
What a match!
It takes you back to the old days. Now, wait. The moment you choose Didier Drogba, in the context of Chelsea away to Bayern, it takes you to that glory day, no? That particular night. And then at the Allianz Arena, Rich, there was a big game. Look, Bayern see almost Chelsea 6, almost 4, almost lose 2, and these are the games. But Rich, I'll give you a very, very instructive. Even in the Chelsea most miraculous nights, our major Champions League, you know, Rich, they have to take it to penalties. And again, we say about do I go penalties. And Chelsea have a lot to prove. Chelsea squad number the BBI set. Now, Rich, this is where we end. According to Build say there is Bayern against Chelsea. Bayern with Manuel Neuer, Lerma on the right, Stanisic on the left, then Upamecano and Jonathan Tah 4 and 5, Kimmich, Leon Goretzka, and 2 central midfield, then Omo wings, you know, Luis Diaz and Olise, then Sergi Gnabry behind Abentia Ferry Hurricane. They are expecting Chelsea to come in with Sanchez, James on the right as Captain Cucurella, Adara Diallo and Chaloba, then Mfifi or Moaz Casedo and Enzo Fernandez, then the 2 wingers, you know, Gates on the left, Pedro Neto on the right, and Kopama behind Abanti Fenizao Pedro. No, only one problem for Chelsea.
Ayala Mfifi
Bayern
4.
Oh, okay.
Cambridge Goretzka, Nanabe Gina Kenechi. Goes best in Suno.
Marriage, in all honesty, Kimmich Goretzka with Gnabry in front of them. I know what
Ombebulien.
To Mosca, Enzo Fernandez with Kopama in front of them. The only thing I want Bayern for whom? Number 2, Rich, there seems to be a particular problem with Chelsea. Team baby actually take advantage of in the Premier League, and we also said company will see the baby Americano. Chelsea in their transitions, it changes shape. And see where are we? It is either Cucurella will come into the middle, with James Adokun and Nkaka. And see, so Chelsea were attacking transitions are rich. Uji body for more. Quickly, almost almost opening yet. Upo pass me out to work. It's not okay to problem, especially with Bayern or Olise and Luis Diaz. Our more pace, and they are very, very tricky with Omo dribbling. Which for Chelsea to me dealing with Sadiana, where Omo come anymore, not Omo shape no. Acquire too much of offensive, not 10 overs and Aquatium. If they are able to work on how they will shape with the ball, not Omo and change so much here. Which they should be able to give Bayern a very, very good game. Me, okay, tell me, say, company Jinaha, Enzo Maresca Jinaha, Nimfa Baku, and Ogo coaching team. I will pick Enzo Maresca.
Sure. There be another game to be in your company level.
They don't know what I want.
Players in your
Bayern both here, on home record near solid 7.5 solid home. Omo Bear 36 games, and move back to my goal against Copenhagen. Which solid record and a Bayern away, and they have a very, very good record against Chelsea too. but and Chelsea should do something against him for the Bayern Rich. Once Bayern will feel it there. Now me say Chelsea betting stand up to them. I will not predict who will win this game. A bit will be a game at any time, Rich. Don't underrate this Chelsea team, especially against a Bayern team called by Vincent Company. Meaning they have the players, or be very good, but I have avoided who will win in this game. But Rich, I believe with the quality park in the we are supposed to see some goals. It was a game where Bayern vulnerable, Chelsea vulnerable because of Sanomana Makaninti, and over 1.5 game. Sure say about China. Sure because of a unity. By about 5 years, look, move and count this game.
Okay.
You move and count because by that time, we ama Newcastle. Yes, Barcelona Abbo, any identity. Move and count on that score. No, Rich Maminfa. Bet your course no and to na so I'm expecting over 1.5 game. I respect Chelsea beating me. I do a game with Mupa, a game no. I the way I'm for after the Fala, Sabayan, Ever that I don't see Sadia any giddy. I was our game with Rich. Bet your course in here. We Yanjina, Yanfanya, the Bayana, Yentimi, Ember Fee, Medim Kumana, a simple for bank account. I'm so serious. You will see your bank accounts best so and then from Betway. And the first one BW11E 808F6. And a second one BW11E 82260. Then the last one BW11E 849C5. It's BW11E 849C5, BW11E 82260, BW11E 808F6. Three better courses. Ubetimi afa na ode aye onyoma ubetimi edi aye.
Yemrefi na a good fellow